not show up at all, and there was no explanation as to why. So I was going around confused as to
Jammin gets
why.
attacked by the absolute.
Down to look at Jeremy's beautiful face.
Huh. So, Mike?
Yeah, where is Mike?
I was thinking, he did say there was a week he wasn't going to be here. I think this must be it. Because otherwise he always lets us know. So Mike, if you're not okay, I guess there's really no way to let us know. But we hope you're not.
I hope he
We
is.
hope you're not
okay.
Not okay.
And that's a promise. Anyway, thank you guys, and thank you anyone who's watching us. I've actually liked not having my phone. It makes me not screen check our viewer count.
What happened to your phone?
Oh, I had it charging 2 weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see how I like it. I liked it, so we're going to see how that goes. But welcome to Into the Runaverse, Lost Requiem. We're kind of finding out what that means, maybe, sort of. We got some pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I missed something.
Yeah, me too. Less people, less dad jokes.
But
Speaking of the dad jokes.
Speaking of the dad jokes, yeah. Before we start, as always, our stream is brought to you by our source book that I wrote, Into the Runaverse, set in this world. It's a 5e source book, though honestly, at least 60% of the book is useful for any game system, because it's just world and story hooks with
spoilers.
no mechanics. You might find spoilers in there, honestly, if you really did some snooping with your boop.
What's the Runa version of hell?
It says more guys.
Hell.
Oh.
So
Just one hell?
Well, no. In Runa, much like Heaven, they are both infinite. They just more kind of fall along an energy plane, whereas people who are good aligned go to the heavens, which it's not like...
There's the 9 heavens, but hell is infinite.
They're both infinite. So, like, there's a heaven for every aspect of every god.
I mean, technically, the 9 hells is infinite.
Right. And the 9 hells, I think it calls them the 9 hells, but they are infinite planes.
What if you're neutral?
There's just different levels.
If you're neutral, you could go to Limbo, you could go to Pandemonium. I suppose
Limbo
at that
is where,
point it would sort of...
Grailmore was. That's why we couldn't contact.
And it would be more if Limbo would suck. But
if you don't really make up your mind on whether you're good or evil,
I think that at that point it's more of a universal swing.
Thermia knows she's good,
just
but
a
she
neutral
does bad
base
stuff.
like what is it? Amut, the crocodile lion from Egyptian mythology that like weighs your heart or like eats your heart if you're evil or whatever it is. But I'm fucking totally sorry, Egyptian scholars that are watching us. But yeah, it's infinite in the Runaverse. There's actually a whole little subchapter on the multiverse. If you want to check that out. But before I get too much into that, I could talk about my book forever. We're gonna do some RPG dad jokes, guys.
Get it this time.
I don't get that one. Okay. Oh, damn it. See, that's still my favorite joke in here. Kenny, why are tree ants not dangerous?
Because they're always rooted on the nectar.
What?
You
really tried.
Just like Zoo did.
Yeah, they're all bark and no bite.
Zooted and rooted.
That's the next shirt. Zooted and rooted. Raxlor's Lounge. Alright, John.
Yes.
Why does everyone like hit points?
Why does everyone like hit points?
They're the life of the party.
I needed more context to get that one.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
A wizard accidentally cursed himself with invisibility. Worried, he ran to the healers to get it removed. Unfortunately, they couldn't see him that day.
They could hear him though.
you cast an attack, if you didn't attack.
Oh shit, you're right. So maybe that was his last spell. Anyway, this is, I always bring these from a Dragon Watch into a bar. It is a 300 plus one-liner zingers and jokes that will slay by Jeff Eldrick and John Taylor. I really like it. But that can go fuck off for a minute. I missed you guys. We are without some this week. Liz is on a
wedding anniversary.
What is she? I was gonna say run of the mill. It's the opposite of that. Spur of the moment. That's the one. Anniversary trip with Ginger, and they're gonna go off and have some husby-wifey fun together, and good for them. I think Mike is also at something with his significant other, so love has our loved ones away from the table, and so we hope that they are safe and return back to us soon, so I can kill them at the table. That's a lie, actually. This has been a much less. Reaper Sunny definitely left a big impression on you guys. I guess I'll say that. There's much more like tally-ho! But with Reaper Sunny, you guys were like, no, tally, no. Like, I'm going to stay on the boat. Like, this is, do we gotta? Oh, we gotta. This is our story. Fuck.
I gotta get rich somehow.
More bodies are literally going to start piling up. We're going to do something about that.
Let the body hit the floor.
Yeah, he's going to run out of other people. Eventually, it's going to be us. Anyway, we're here. Some of us are queer, and we are in the Lubra Islands, as we have kind of diverted a little bit from maybe what the plan originally was with last week.
Yeah, we're going to have to catch me up a little bit.
It's fine, that's what we're about to do right now. As you guys descended down into the stairway that you discovered through Mort's Ghost Edition, you found that this was an untouched burial chamber. What did I call it? Not a sepulcher. I used a catacomb.
Catacombs,
And there were mummified, essentially, bodies of wood elves, one of which were Grillmore's descendants. And the ghosts of them lit up. There was a moment of clarifying who you were, that you weren't the people who had raised the village years ago, and realizing that you had a connection to one of their own. You spoke with the ghost of Grillmore's father.
He gave us something that you could use, I think.
He gave you guys a few things.
Oh, I would have banished his ass.
Do you remember what they were? Do you remember what they were?
Yeah, sorry.
one of them was the earrings of comprehend languages. Yep. The other one was like a little, like a shadow stone that, like, was something to do with shadows?
I thought it was a Feyward stone. No.
Feyward stone?
No, it was a shadow something. It was in the book. I thought they were all...
In that book?
I thought they were all in the Runa book.
Okay.
Let me see. Chat, tell us.
Are they tagged?
But they were all... Oh, no, one was the book that keeps the flowers.
I have one of those too.
One was the +1 Ironwood dagger, and the other was the comprehend languages thing. That's what it was. Three things that perhaps an ancestral warrior of the elves of this village would have asked for. You were actually struck kind of like, it was very Bleach anime-esque, where the kind of spiritual pressure, it was, you were more affected than most, but there wasn't like a violent attack. They just sort of like, and it seemed like they were, the energy was more tied to the inscriptions, the hieroglyphs, the history of his entire village was on here. There seemed to be some sort of negotiation with the dragon that you guys saw. Erdos the Dark, you learned, lives in the Sunken Mire on the far west of the Everglades. That this is the farthest of their territory. And you learned that between them, in kind of a weird magical neutral zone, is the hut of Ole Na'an, the Bog Witch. Or as you have heard her called, the Hag of the Everglades. But you know that language can be touchy with witches and hags, depending on who you say what to. Once leaving, you guys decided to hop on the crawler, push forward. But eventually, Braddock found that if he were to, even with the high rolls that he had been making that night, if he pushed forward, the crawler was probably going to sustain some damage, and you guys weren't exactly... You were kind of at the point of no return, where if the crawler breaks down now, you're hundreds of miles away from people who could fix it. Many hundreds of miles away from the city, but granted, the two smartest people in like the general local or possibly continental area are closer. Man, I love this music. I'm sorry. It feels very Ghibli.
Thank you, Monument Studios.
Yeah, thank you, Monument Studios, by the way. Through that, you guys heard a crashing, which Braddock had kind of noticed he was governing the woods before, and an enormous, Jeremy, this rainbow.
Yeah.
It wasn't rainbow, but it was kind of the color of the forest, kind of see-through almost, but tardigrade, with an ent riding atop it, offered you guys a ride on the Everglades Express.
Great.
Introduced himself as Raxlor, and he just explained that he's nothing to do with civilization, but he makes his rounds in the Everglades helping swamp creatures get from place to place if they're stuck, or just to service that old man, Aunt Nancy, he called her, offers to all the people. He said she's the nicest old lady he ever done did meet.
Literally tardigrade, huh?
It is literally cat bus, but a tardigrade. Eventually, as you guys you made the rounds, its body even molds to as you guys sit. But you notice alligators, frogs, giant toads, dire creatures would crawl up on this completely peaceful throne and just sit until they would get off on the stop that they needed to and slither off and would resume their sort of animalistic nature after that. But you sort of looking around, you guys noticed that it was spiraling sort of towards the center. You were heading towards Nan. You decided that general area, even if you didn't talk to her, was probably the safest bet, just because it avoided the dragon. It took you through marsh, but still not mountainous marsh, so it was sort of like the middle portage, as it were. But he offered to take you to Old Nan. However, and that seemed to be a general consensus to sort of see how you guys felt when you got there. But you were attacked by some strange creatures, warped flesh. One of them, a floating head with many faces and mouths, eyes and tongues, letting out a strange cacophony of sounds, which I think all of you resisted with the help of other people's buffs, but you noticed that it had a strange, confusing effect on creatures that were also on the buffs. Luckily, your friend Raxlor and his tardigrade steed vehicle, something like that. I don't know what kind of intelligence this thing has. I think they're actually considered animals. With your guys' help, vanquished that, as well as there's some other weird little grossy things that you guys fought too.
Oh yeah, this pulled a few people down. Or there were two of those in the water.
What a nasty dude.
I feel like it's hovering over your head like one of those aerial Pokemon. I might dive bomb you. Raxlor decided to something you guys noticed was the thing specifically that I showed you on their head had a brand of the cult of Eldrand. Branded into their forehead. Raxlor decided to take both what was left of the head because it was mostly crushed by the tardigrade. But also, did one of them get away, or you guys kill both of the little?
One of them tried to get away, but no, Laxlord got him.
Oh, that's right. And you guys got the other one. But you took, I think he literally cut their faces off. Okay, that's effective, Dallas. But no, I mean, he took their body parts that had the mark
and said he wanted to show them to Aunt Nancy. The group sort of agreed. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. The group agreed without you here, I guess. Yeah, we'd actually kind of like to talk to her too. And you guys arrived at a hut on stilts. It's not like a hut. It's like a 10 by 10. I mean, it's a small house. Kind of nicer than you'd expect for the middle of the fucking Everglades. Sweet smells coming out. Kind of smells like, even if you may not have a proper home or the fondest memories of home, whatever like your favorite treat was, or whatever your favorite like meal was, like what that thing of childhood where you're like, I still love that. You smell that as you like approach this place. And lit on the inside as it's starting to, night is truly cast. We have nighttime chastity now, by the way. And on the porch is a woman with hair pulled back, tied, dreads tied in themselves all the way down. Oh, that's her friend's brother. Coming to get her. Little shawl. She's got a big old pot, some bowls, a ladle, slopping some gumbo in it, and she says, offers y'all a seat at the table, slaps her ladle on the table, turns it out this way, and the table like extends another 6 feet, and chairs pop up on the spot and kind of swivel and land. Enough for everybody with a bowl and a spoon at the spot. And she says, "Come on now, get your asses up here and have yourselves me gumbo. Looks like you had a little bit of a day."
Does she look like a hag or a person?
She looks like a person, middle-aged, younger middle-aged, darker skin.
You can say she's black, it's fine.
Well, I don't want to say Jamaican. I guess it's specifically like she has that like a darker tone to it, her skin. But yeah,
Dark black.
She's dark black.
I said it first. It's fine.
It's fine.
I use
Twitter.
divine.
That doesn't mean I can't repeat everything Jeremy said.
I use divine sense.
Ooh, what does it give off? Say undead, celestial, and fiend.
Yeah.
She's giving off very, very strong Fey energy. With like
what
a
about
little
the
like
food?
The food all has like, you can tell it has some sort of magic in it, but like she's just like eating it. Everything, literally, like everything about her is just like permeating.
Can
like
I roll
Fey
an Arcana
magic.
check to see if I can tell what's up with the food?
Sure. That could be an Arcana or just Insight, maybe?
Arcana slightly higher. 15 total.
You've seen some of this. Is very. It's probably the same and just her personal flair on it. And we saw a lot of the sisters do this. It's just a little bit of like, the secret ingredient is love, but it's also like a flavor enhancement. Like it's just a magic enhancement to however you perceive food personally. It tastes that much better to however you are like, oh, I like this about it. That part really sticks out to you with this. And if there's like, oh, I don't like spicy food. If it's spicy, it might feel less spicy to you. But if someone's like, I kind of like a little bit of a kick, it might be just a little bit more cranked up for that person. Just a very simple, almost like an alteration on a prestidigitation.
I think Mort's gonna walk up and say, "Oh, hello? Were you expecting us?"
Well, Raxlor always ends his day coming here with
Seems kind of improvised to me.
whoever he happens to have on the Everglades. I always got to seat for him, and we got a big trough over there for Ole Na'an. But and you can see there's just like an enormous trough filled with like
Dirt.
Like, dirt, all the scraps of the gumbo, and like this giant tardigrade is already just like ingested. It looks a little weird. But
Okay.
I never
says,
wanted to see one of those up close. I thought they were
I do keep my ears
microscopic.
to the ground out here, and while I'm not always in the Everglades, you know, the birds came and started whispering in my ear, thought I should come back, and
You talked to birds?
I talk to everybody that comes through swamp. But I had a feeling that we might cross paths, or at least I might have to deal with whatever shit you might be raking up in your wake. But glad that we seem to come across each other before it got worse for anybody on either side. That is a big spider on John, by the way.
Cool.
What the fuck?
Could you brush that off him, Ken?
Get it off.
What do I do?
Just brush it off with the book. Here, use this. Just brush it off.
That's a big
That literally happens as you guys are talking to her.
God, I'm so glad Liz is not here right now.
Yeah, she would have. Enjoy your honeymoon, Liz. She's gonna be watching the stream just like. That's hilarious. Anyway.
I'm just playing with my food.
Yeah, Mort's gonna take a seat.
I don't think I'm rolling, but I'll use passive insight.
My name is Mort. Mortimer. Mort.
You can call me Nan, or you
16.
can call me Aunt Nancy. You seem like a nice boy. So, until otherwise, you can just call me Aunt Nancy. Gives you a little pitch.
Mort just doesn't react. Full neutral face. Thanks.
Is there any recreational activities after dinner? I'm like playing basketball with the tardigrade and whatever like chunks are in the gumbo.
Well, it being night time, you don't want to venture too far out from the little grotto here. But,
You don't have bocce ball?
no. Can't say I got any bocce balls around here, but, I'll think about it next time I know you're coming around. What you say?
But I do got an Xbox.
100%.
What's an Xbox?
I'll show you after dinner.
We only have one game.
It was. It's
Sonic All Stars Racing.
Was
That's it.
Was it?
That's if I don't like you.
Was. I'm sorry. Is that a box that belonged to your ex? I mean, what?
The Shadow bonus disc. I only play Shadow's bonus.
Or immediately no hesitation locks in Billy Hatcher.
Oh my god.
So is their hut like a lean-to, or is it like a full-on hut?
It's like a small house.
Okay, it would be weird for me to just walk inside.
Yeah, before you eat dinner.
Well, I'm eating dinner.
So,
No, you're eating dinner.
That's what I said.
as you guys are, you know, going about your dinner, she does take a look around and says, really, you ought to be looking for a place to put your heads down, Steve. Oh, excuse me. She may have also burnt. I don't know if that's her.
I mean, wouldn't impose, yeah.
Well, I just want to know if you want to be sleeping under the stars out here in the Serpent Brook Everglades.
I've slept under stars plenty of times. I have a hut. Tiny hut.
Considering what we just fought off, it would probably be best to have a safe place to rest for the night.
I could do a tiny hut if you don't have room in the house, but also I like house tours.
There's plenty of room inside, but feel free to bring yourself in after you've, of course, filled up. Don't want to leave your shoes at the door. Don't be traipsing anyone out here.
Well, that's gonna be a little difficult with this armor I got on.
Yeah, I fully take off my armor.
But yeah, I guess I'll have to take off my armor as well. Fortunately for me, since it's my arcane armor, I can just take it on and off with a simple action.
It takes me 5 minutes.
We have prestidigitation somewhere.
Oh, I've got prestidigitation. guys are just sort of sitting there having your chat, shooting the shit amongst each other. Nan turns, looks to all of you. She snaps her fingers, and out from the house walk 3 capybaras in little, like, waiter outfits, and they're carrying just, like, trays of desserts, like macarons and macaroons. Say what?
Mort clutches his fist so tightly.
And the last tray.
I try to be
so
the capybara's best friend.
The last trays, as they place them down, and the one right in the middle is filled with like 2 rows each of whatever your personal favorite, either now or as a kid, or if it's the same, favorite like treat or dessert is. Like you can just see it's like all laid out. You may have never told anybody this. It might have been like, oh man, when I'm in town, I love to get caramels at this little shop that this halfling couple owns, and it's like, it's their caramels, you know, it's like, you like, oh, I love Sister Cerise's muffins that she would always make, and you like smell them and you're like, is that, yeah, exactly, it's like you in there, and she, you know, it's just, it feels, it's otherworldly, but there is that weird comfort of the sort of familiarity to it as well. It's a conflicting emotion,
but it's like definitely magic.
It's not like an illusion to where you're like, oh, that's slop I'm about to eat, but it's whatever she did to make this happen. It's definitely those things, but it's magic that got them.
Right, I think more just with no context just starts tearing up a little bit.
My favorite snack was you summon a duckling familiar, and then you cover it in chocolate, and then you unsummon the familiar. So it's just like a hollow
casing.
hollow duckling casing.
I love Serbia.
Cassidy just walks over to it and takes a little sip of what he's seeing, and I don't know what if you guys will probably see I'm sipping nothing, and then
they all see exactly. You guys all see.
So we all see.
So you could all have each other's treats, but it's like they might not know why the fuck are those whatever there, but you guys are like, oh my god, I haven't had those in forever. You know, it's to each of you something on the table means something super special.
Yeah. So I go over there and for me it looks like chili, and I take a sip of the chili, and I look over to it here. How the hell did you get my mother's recipe?
How'd you know I like an 11 out of 10 spice?
I can't be giving away all these secrets now, but tell you what, I might be able to answer a little bit to you if you answer a little bit of questions that.
Okay, you first.
No.
I like this one. Sure. Well, let's just say I'm used to seeing crocodiles, giant frogs, talking trees, and giant fucking water bears walking through me swamp. But then, an eclectic bunch like you, especially walking around with curses, and she you see her look at something like a cat that looks at something invisible in the sky, and then you see her grabs it, and a translucent but still visible Sunny that has visited you guys in all of your dreams apparates forth, and she's like, and you're bringing a ghost child just around me hutch, just like that. Think of that.
Don't
Wait,
worry.
what?
He's
What the
gonna
heck?
disappear after Samhain.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
That's what he said, at least.
Wait.
Mort is just clutching this pumpkin cookie.
Okay.
Oh,
so
I was wondering if you were.
Now, is it a pumpkin flavored cookie or one of those sugar cookies shaped like pumpkins with sprinkles on them?
Or both? It's both.
That sounds really good.
It's a pumpkin flavored snickerdoodle shaped like a pumpkin.
That's exactly it.
Oh my god, snickerdoodle with pumpkin? Oh man, like
thanks.
I don't like
taking that.
I don't like pumpkin spice coffee, but like I like pumpkin cookies with. Oh, that sounds so good. Does it have like cream cheese icing on it?
Probably. Whatever makes it sound good.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm casting the spell on myself. This is what happens when you don't eat dinner.
Oh, don't worry. We're just here to rid you of some mosquitoes. Don't mind the ghosts and the curses. We're working on those. We're definitely fixer-uppers.
Curses? Wait, I thought I was the only one with a curse. What's going on here?
We're all cursed. We have some
we have
some fallen god blood inside of us.
We're so open talking about it.
I don't expect remove curse to just take the blood out of my body.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh, speaking of curses, I was wondering if you want to do some tradesies for this massive scythe that I can't use. And I just hold up the cursed scythe.
Oh yeah, and I still have that blade that Sonny used.
Very sus how that got out of my bag.
Hey, maybe we should be sensitive about bringing all this stuff out around, the ghost of other stuff.
And Sunny is like looking around at you guys like, and she like.
Remember when you tried to murder us with this?
Okay, we had no idea that he was that we know who that kid is. We just didn't know he was actually following us around.
Oh, is that true, Bye? And he looks down and he looks at you guys. And she goes,
But he is very important to us. We actually saved him, but he was TLDR. He was under a curse that we helped lifted.
I can tell there's quite a history between all of yours, so let me just, and with her pinky, she, like, pops another chair up and slams the ghost down that, like, not, fully corporeal, they still have that see-throughness, but they're kind of goopy. Spiritual treats pop up, and she's like, eat up. We're all going to have a little chat.
Indeed.
No. Let's take a quick break, real quick, so I can eat something before I have to think real quick in an accent that keeps slipping into Irish for me. Which, I mean, honestly, you're pretty close, but it's hard. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Go feed yourself, please. So go feed yourself, please.
Quick, eat a pickle.
back.
Yay!
I'm gonna turn that music down though, because I. Get those beautiful puns. Okay. So Aunt Nancy is now just going to be a black Irish woman, because I'm not going to try to do a Jamaican accent anymore. It was about the namesake of the myth. I just can't do it. Anyway. The Bog Witch, that's one way you can pronounce it. The Bog Witch sits before you guys, table, tummy's full, and she says, no. Flicks her finger in the door, opens up, smells like cocoa or coffee or tea, whatever your character prefers. Freshly brewed. As the door opens, she goes, if you want to be turning in, it is getting to be quite late. And I want to put me foot up by the fire before all the ghosties and everything starts running out in the woods and making a racket. It's more quiet inside, it's more cozy. And I believe they've already made a little bit of a turnover service for all of you. You've got beds made up to each your likings. But let's ask some questions. I know we want to pick some brains, and it has been a while. No offense to my regular house guests, and you see Raxlor and the
Picking
the
the
tardigrade
equivalent of
just
his
like,
nose.
just like rubbing each other's bellies, just like,
I'm so
like,
rich, I got so many flowers.
yeah, I've got so many flowers. Look at all these lilies, bro. She's like, I would very much appreciate having some people from the outside world. I've been afar for some time. It's nice to be back home, but I haven't been back city side in quite some time, so I'd like to pick some brains, if you don't mind. Cocoa and marshmallows inside, if you want. You guys blink and she's already walking in the door.
Cool.
But you're left alone out at the table.
How big is the grove that we're in, kind of? Is it like a small area, or is it like a...
So the hut, as you guys see it, is... Deck is maybe like 15 feet by like 25 feet. And then the house is maybe like 20 feet by like 40 feet. Like a high A roof and a bunch of smokestacks.
It's 40 feet tall?
Yeah.
So it's got like 4 floors-ish?
4 very thin floors. Or like skinny.
And it's got like a conical roof or something?
As you're looking at it, the windows actually kind of seem oddly placed. Like, but if the floor is there, then is that in the middle of a room? And you're just like kind of looking at where some of the windows lie, and they're misshapen in some spots. And it's like a high A roof.
And how does the house fit into the clearing that we're in? Is it like a circular?
It sits on stilts, and the circular, it's at like one end, and it's a circular grove, and you can see there's a few little estuaries that sort of come in, one of which is the one. You imagine this might be what Idano takes out every day. He comes in and out through one of them like a train station.
Do they regrow quickly, or is that
It
something
looks
we can
like,
tell?
at least per particular grove, the entrance and exits don't regrow. It's an easy in and out for the water bear.
Okay. Then I guess I'll go look inside, considering the windows are wonky. I want to see what's up.
Not really a good idea to be snooping around someone who's showing us hospitality.
Didn't she say to go to bed?
Yeah, door's open.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
wait.
tried.
She said, "Come in, we'll talk." But she wants to do it around the fire. Be late.
Kick off my boot.
Oh, okay. I thought that we were
Thank you.
waiting. Oh, yeah, and so, yeah, I have my armor off, but I'm still carrying it around.
That's hilarious. You're full armor, but your feet are just like.
Oh, no, I've taken my armor completely off.
Okay, sorry.
It's not like the boots don't come off separately. The only thing that comes off separately is the helmet.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody who follows us for the foot stories. You're never gonna get that from Cassidy. Maybe he's gonna have to roll like a nat 1 on one of those charisma saves I make him roll like every now and then, and that's when it's gonna be like you wake up and you had a foot night. He's like, oh no, there's feathers everywhere.
Oh god.
Sorry. It's just a room full of socks. But as you guys walk in, it's like there's a little kitchen, not a little kitchen. There's like a full old rustic kitchen over here, like 20 by 20 feet. There's a full like wrap-around couch around a fire that's sort of in like the middle of the room, and she's sitting off to one end, like stoking it with like just a pile of wood from like floor to ceiling. And it looks like just this room might be like 30 feet high. You can see there's stairs that like go up higher. But as she's stoking the fire, she says, "Well, bring your asses on in here. You're letting all of the warm air out."
Is there a cat?
Oh, there's as you think that there's like there's 3 of them.
I scoop up 2 of them.
So one is,
And then the other one goes to Kalani.
well, yeah, right. She's
I
like,
shoulder
I
2
don't
cats.
know you. One is pitch black. One is so orange it's almost red, and the other is so blonde, like that almost white blonde.
I'll scoop up the black and the orange one.
And they they just sort of they let you pick them up. You can feel them kind of like lean their head in like for like, okay, now like, scratch my head.
Okay.
Very affectionate. There's also 2 dogs. One's like a big old shaggy Irish wolfhound. The other one's like a more scruffy pit bull-esque dog. I guess a staff? No, pit bulls are their own thing.
I lie down on the couch with the dogs, or with the cats.
Mm-hmm. Animals, all the animals are super friendly. You guys do notice, man, that spider must have felt me talking about it, but there are an abnormal, like, kind of amount of spiders up in the corner. You can see it's very clean, but there seem to be, like, spiders are given some tendency here. Anyone who has Arcana, I think, or not Arcana, anyone who has, I would maybe count Arcana, but the DC is higher. The lower DC would be for History. The highest DC would be for Religion.
I mean, I got a 19 History or a 21 Arcana. I guess I'll go with the 19 History.
I got a 16 for the Arcana.
Okay. You got a 19? And you roll
19 History.
I rolled. I got a history would be 14 total.
Okay. Just actually looking around, there's a lot of iconography, and it might, for like you, like, so I guess on the baseline, Mort and everybody else would notice. There's some spiders. You notice there's a few iconography for like who is undoubtedly one of, they're not really talked about in the church, but it's one of the tricksters, Anansi. You can see there's a few like jars and effigies of him, and like some sparrow paintings, but you're like, oh, here's a lot of trickster stuff. And you're like, Cassie, you kind of pick up on this too, but you see there's like a few more things scattered throughout, like oh. And I mean, you're like, with a magical person, you're like, okay, you've already been told she likes to collect magical things.
Mm-hmm.
So, tricksters, whether they're real or not, or beneficial or otherwise, usually have something magical attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would make sense that somebody who
likes magical items, might collect them.
Yeah, and Cassidy also researches and collects magical items.
Yes,
so
and the tricksters are... Historians go back and forth, but it's kind of like... They kind of stepped away from the gods and are sort of god-adjacent to where they say, we're here for when the gods start to step out and start to, like, take advantage of the people who they demand worship from. But because of that, some, like, really strict religious orders are, like, about them. Most people are kind of like, I mean, yeah, there has to be a fucking revolutionary sometimes. Like, there has to be somebody to dethrone the despot, and, like, our mythology has that. And there are myths, and I guess more on Mort's side, and Sirmia, you would probably know this too, there are myths of tricksters working with gods as well, but mostly, like, good, righteous gods. You do notice, however, Sirmia,
Is that like chaotic good?
Yeah, they ride the chaotic neutral line. Some of them dip.
That's kind of what Sirmia does, because she's mostly good, but also selfish.
So, fit right in.
And I feel like most of her family follows whatever the Pantheon's version of, like, a god of light is, and she's just like,
There's
yeah,
two.
whatever.
One is
they're
militant
cool.
and one is not.
I mean, whatever the benevolent one is.
They both are, but one is like, follow the rules, and the other one is like, meow meow! But they're brother and sister, so it's very,
Maybe they just worship
They
both
usually
of
go
them.
hand in hand, yeah, I was gonna say, they're kind of acknowledged as like two different parts of like same personality. Yeah, one is warmer, but doesn't burn as bright. The other burns brightly, but is farther away and colder.
There's no, like, opposite gods where one is, like, light and one is, like, evil.
So,
and
in terms of
like,
the Runa
feuding.
Pantheon, the closest you'll get to an evil god is Asmodeus, the High Devil God. There's also Cythea. She's one of the new gods. She's the one who made the old god Borak go crazy. He's an evil one. So one of the OGs is evil, turned evil. Technically the god of death is evil. I might have even made him lawful neutral, like the old sage Dis.
Like a reaper.
Yeah. The closest there's, so I guess Cythea and Borak are like evil. Asmodeus is, but he's also recognized as like kind of part of that fucking necessity wheel of
like Hades.
Yeah,
where you're like,
I mean,
I hate you, but you gotta be here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Taking up space. But we need you. You're fulfilling a role. It's one of those things where it's like, we don't like you, but if we don't watch you, bad things are going to happen. So it's like, we have to keep you around. And then everyone else kind of like, it's more how they follow. There's a lot of chaotic gods. Like there's Pandemonia, the goddess of chaos and disruption and like discord. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's not really any like even. The closest you'll have to like a true opposite for gods are the two old sages of Bua and Shim, which is order and chaos, and they're a brother and sister. But they're also recognized as part of order existing is that chaos kind of has to also exist within that system to keep it constantly shifting itself and reordering itself. Keep alive. But yeah, that was a long-winded answer. Sorry, no one's asked me about the gods really outside of the death gods, but I still try to not lore define too much for those.
I mean, with towing the line with chaotic good and chaotic neutral, I probably don't even worship them. I'm just like
and
aware of
tricksters
them.
are generally not worshipped. Like there's not the worship is usually like I worship the tricksters by tricking people, or I worship the tricksters by like seeing a bully and like using mage hand to like give them a wedgie in front of their like the girl they're trying to impress or something. Like
use suggestion to make themselves
exactly
give themselves
the
a wedgie.
paying like worshiping, and this is why most tricksters are like literally do not worship us. Like anytime
if you want to say historically, but mythologically, whenever a trickster has been like, worship me as a god, the others or people are like, what? No, this is literally the opposite of what your entire thing is. So, Sermia, this might even be something that kind of resonates with you. And your eye does pull on like a set of pendants, and one is like a golden sparrow pendant, and it just kind of like flashes before you for a second.
Yeah, that looks like my necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Except my necklace is made out of diamonds.
So, a knight of the consort of Our Lady.
Who?
A cursed man in armor.
Who's the consort of Our Lady?
Me?
Oh. You're a knight?
Come on. Yes. Let's keep up.
You wear armor?
No.
Oh.
Night of Zabalba, that whole thing when I was gone for like
I just have like
this. I got in universe for like 2 months.
I have this. I have this specific image of knights in my head, and you don't fulfill that image.
Okay.
That sounds like a very Sermia response.
I think rude, but all right. I guess understood.
Try wearing armor.
What? I don't think that's going to help me very much.
It's gonna make you look more buff.
You can take a feat that lets you wear armor, but we don't have to worry about that. Oh no.
Not all clerics wear armor, I guess. I know that only like half the subclasses get proficiency in heavy armor.
I'm fine with the robes. I like being able to move around.
Okay.
I can move around.
Yeah, so can I.
Okay, good for both of you. I am not as strong as you both.
That's very fair.
It is fair that I can't swim in the armor.
Yeah,
I just think
my
to the bottom.
armor just makes it so that I ignore the strength requirement.
If I am wearing the cloak, I can swim, but not if I'm not wearing the cloak.
Anyways, it's small, but I guess here, and I offer her a little donation to her collection. I'm going to give up my little crystal skull that I have that gives me the +1 on the Arcana checks.
Oh, here, you can have this one then. I give you the crystal skull that you gave me.
I'm pretty sure I have more than one.
There was 2 and you gave me one of them.
Yeah, but we've gotten more than one. We've gotten them more than once, so I'm just going to
okay.
I've made a few of these myself. Out here in the islands. I accept your offer, knight.
You want a cursed say?
That I'd like to talk about. And she looks over to Sonrasil, who's kind of like shrinking down into the couch a little bit.
Oh, the ghost's still here.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You can sit on a couch. Weird.
And a girl looking for answers about her lost family.
I had a dream once.
Who's that?
Wait, how do you know?
And then also we got the town guard captain and
the town guard looking to take care of all of the across her path.
And the wrestler.
And a girl looking to find herself after her clan
you
turned
have
back
family?
home.
Yeah, I think.
I never heard about this.
According to Sunny here, they're not dead.
And Sunny like shrinks
or at
even
least,
smaller.
At least
like,
2 of them
this
aren't
is
dead.
huge. Are you opening up
One of them might be undead.
I really
Oh, that's good.
I really thought we would have been able to talk about this in private. This is really weird. And Sunny's like just kind of shrinking down. He's trying to pull a pillow over himself, but it keeps like
hey
through his like kind of incorporeal.
Hey, little man, there's no need to be embarrassed here.
Like blanket over him.
We're just getting everything out in the open. It's all good.
Screams. The actual ghost doesn't bother him, but a second at the sheet.
So I want to know what brought you all to me swamp.
Well, we are. Have you ever heard of the cult of Veldran?
Oh, we're trying to kill some mosquitoes on your island.
That's right.
Trying
That's
to clean
what
up.
you told me. I guess I wanted some clarity. I thought we were talking
Trying to
about
squash
the same
a couple
thing,
bugs, take all their stuff.
Just be
destroy
careful
their
about the
house.
bugs that you squash, and you see some of the spiders.
Yeah.
That kind of
Oh no, not that kind of bug, like the cultist kind of bug.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Are you trying to say you're a cultist?
around for some time. I've been dealing with these mosquitoes.
Are you trying to say that there's a symbiosis there, or are they an annoyance for you?
Let's just say I may have just found myself a good little bug zapper.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Probably us.
Oh, I do like her a lot.
Give it time.
That completely goes over my head.
Storm Silk. Oh, you're gonna say something.
I was gonna say, yeah, you definitely don't want to be around her. You don't want to get on her bad side because she will smite the hell out of you.
Summoned birdies told me what you did to that, the demon in the old ruins of your elf friends.
I was fully ready to kill that dragon. Everybody else was scared, though.
Kind of look to give me a deception.
Yeah. That's a nat 2 for insight, baby.
A nat 20.
Are you serious?
That's a 31.
Yep, even with her high roll, she's not going to get that.
Or a 32 now.
Shit. Impressive. Even a worse roll. Yeah, and she's like, there's a brave one here. Which makes sense.
I wouldn't call it brave, and just know what I'm getting myself into, usually.
I would say stubborn is probably an accurate description.
Well, if you knew the line that she came from, you know that stubbornness beyond just normal bravery seems to run in the bloodline of the Belmontes.
The who?
Don't worry about it.
I say nothing.
Morton, I think, knows literally nothing about Cermius.
I'm saying nothing.
Cassidy barely knows anything about AU because he was the last one to join. So.
It's quite a curse you got on yourself, Armored Boy.
Yes.
You're stinking up the damn place with it.
Yeah, it's really smelly.
Well, I'm trying to get rid of it. I mean,
There's something about himbo bo.
Himbio? No, I think that's too broad. We'll workshop it in the morning.
Talani's working on it right now. She's like counting.
Well,
Counting syllables.
I've spent years, like pretty much half my life, trying to research ways to get rid of this curse, but I've come up to nothing, and so only thing I can really do is find the person who put this curse on me.
What kind of spider is that?
The big one?
Yeah, it's right there.
House spider.
Oh, gee.
I've never seen a spider that big before.
They eat the flies that start to get around the cat litter sometimes, and then
Will
we're
it
like,
bite
thank
me?
you, spider. I mean, don't like play with it. Lauren will play with it
It's
because
got
my
like,
wife is crazy.
it looks like I can see its fangs.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those aren't its fangs. They're its little like mouth like.
I'm terrified of that.
Yeah. Anyway, at least we know it's there now. So it's gonna hang out. It's gonna watch us. It's our biggest fan. That's actually. That's not Khaki Phil because we've met him, but that's whoever else. That's not Emily because I know her too. Right. She says, "There's only 3 ways you can get a curse off yourself like this."
How'd you get it?
A scorned ex-lover of my father. I'm pretty sure she was a sorceress or
Not
something.
just any scorned witcher lover. It was a witcher hag that put that on your dad, and you, your mother.
But
yeah, I'd say it would
So
take
you either got
something like
to ask that witcher hag to remove it, kill that witcher hag, or find a stronger witcher hag to remove the curse.
She might be strong.
Well, I mean,
Might, please.
well, I have not. I've been searching everywhere for that person for 15 years and come up with nothing. So.
Which one is your original form?
Tell you what, boy.
Neither?
Well, I think it's like a combination of both, because I think we're dealing with like a split personality thing.
So what if the curse is lifted, you just like add up the ability
I
scores
think it
and
would be
divide
likely
up?
not to look anything like you've seen him before. An amalgamation of this
like
specimen before you, and whatever the hell he looks like in the daytime.
oh yeah, pretty ugly.
I'll find out in the morning. You don't have to say nothing.
Okay.
But, I mean, Nancy's got some tricks up my sleeve, but, removing a curse, especially one that's been set in for so long as it's been on you, it takes a lot of time on
Like
my
a
end
suit
of things.
that's glued on.
Uh-huh.
But, discerning the whereabouts of the lady that done laid it on you now, that's a little bit easier said and done. So that I could do if you give me a day or two, and let's just say I'd have a little more incentive to get this information to you if you'd be willing to deal with me mosquito problem.
Oh, so that's the trade? I mean, that's a pretty fair trade.
Well, I got a little something to ask of each of you, but we'll start with that as a base, and I can give you all a little bit of info, and if you want to ask any more questions, we'll do a little tit for tat.
I'm just not giving you.
He already gets a +1. He gave me this little crystal thing.
I'm not giving you any of my eyes, though.
I don't want
What
any.
does a +1 mean?
Well, you already get to ask another question.
Do you like-
I don't
do you
Okay,
like
little-
a partner?
Alcohol.
Let me look at my
She looks at you.
collection of.
Do you like alcohol? I have alcohol.
She looks at you more and says, "You've been surrounded by death your whole life. It permeates off you. Makes sense you take the way of the knights of the consort.
Something like that.
But you got a sense of righteousness about you, boy. Trying to find a purpose to put that righteousness to.
Yeah. Sounds about right, I guess.
I'm breathing into the cat.
And she looks over to her cabinet. And she puts her finger out, like, beckons it forward, and a small, like it's just like a little box, it's like this big, comes over. It is wood, but it's stained black, and then there's like seafoam green turquoise paint, sort of dry brushed over it, so it's kind of like over the black, but the black's kind of like pushing through still. Skull effigies marks. She says, "Your questions about who somebody meets when they cross over. I've been hearing the birdie saying you're asking people that, yeah."
You know, Speak with Dead, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was more worried about Grail more specifically. In that
Yeah.
instance.
Because of
So,
what
yeah.
Grail Morris saw while he was dead.
I guess I shouldn't say anything, actually.
Am I frozen? How are you frozen?
Some more. Wait for the audio people.
Make sure to all guided brother.
The audio got choppy when you pulled the camera back. What do you?
I don't like power.
On the audio.
Okay. Does that sound choppy?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Yep, he says it's fixed.
Q, R,
Oh, cool.
S.
Alright.
Pee pee poo poo.
Thank you.
Now hold on a minute.
Yep, better.
Now hold on a minute. This is a family program, fuckwit.
Oh, this is good. What was the audio input selection that you made for that one?
Did something bad happen now?
Oh no! The audio quality
those
is even
normal
is
sourdough
better
or peanut
now.
butter?
Huh?
Are those normal sourdough or peanut butter?
Peanut butter?
I have one.
I'm gonna have a bunch. Have a bunch.
I guess the salt will probably be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the overall audio quality is better now.
I fixed it, guys. I did it.
Nat 20.
Woo! Yeah, nat 20. That's how bards nat 20. They just sort of fail forward.
What am I doing here? Oh, I'm deceiving someone.
Oh, those are actually pretty good. Wow. Okay. Now you brought Nancy something for her collection. And while I may have quite a few of them little tokens, I appreciate to offer. And y'all are so intriguing. It's been a while. Is there anything you want to prod Nancy for that I could help you with?
I mean, I don't know if it would help, but I'm just... The treats, the cookies.
Mhm.
How did you You seem like you know a lot, and I don't. The only person I've ever seen make those cookies was my mom, and she's been dead for over 15 years at this point.
Like I said, I've been around for a while. My particular enchantments, if I like the people, can bring about and help pull whatever makes you feel warm inside.
Money.
Whatever makes you feel like home.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you said money. I thought you said mommy because that was my mom's cookies, and I was like, okay.
Oh, no, not my mom. I miss my mom. I wonder if she's alive.
That's right. Son Rasil, you had something you needed to tell this fine young lady, didn't you? And he kind of like, you realize he's like shoved himself literally down into the cushions of the couch, and he like pops his like nose and eyes out like a muppet. Mm-hmm. And then he pops out and goes, yeah, I was looking around when you asked me that thing about you. And, I went back to that place that I showed you. When you say alive, how strict are you on that definition of alive?
What, is she like a zombie or something?
That's a little, no, not a zombie. She's kind of looking around, or he's looking around at all of you guys. Should I just, do you want me to?
What? Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think your mom's a vampire.
Oh. What? How?
Oh my.
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm like 116,
there.
but like I found her. Right. I just know that
You're just there.
She's like your brother. They can't.
What? My brother's a vampire?
What?
Oh no! Yeah. Oh yeah. They can't touch your sister though. It's weird.
Oh, she's with them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they're all together. They're at this. His name is what do they call him? The Marquis. What was it? And then Nancy's like poking the bear and she goes, the Marquis de Sangre. She's like prodding it.
The guy that looks like Danny DeVito.
I know who you're talking about. No, but she says he's a disproportionate fellow. The unfortunate times I've had to cross his path.
He's been here?
No, but I don't stay in one place very often. This little grotto is my little hollowed out pocket that I can sort of jump to and not have to worry about people coming here unless I let them. But I have been in his part of the Lubra. He's, you might call him an unofficial noble. One of a hidden house, as it were. But, if you're going straight east from here, it'll take you to Tabala. And then if you went south, about half a week's journey out of the way, it would take you to the haunted mangrove forest that he holds his estate.
Is he like scary strong or something?
He's considered a noble within the vampire courts, though you got tonight out Zabalba, and I can sense a bit of a, whether you like it or not, celestial energy about you yourself, lass. So, while they aren't necessarily weak to your particular brand of energy, you do tend to have the magic and arcane capabilities that puts them in crutches, as it were. But that being said, I could also offer you information on how to get there, but they keep their entire territory well guarded, so it would not be easy getting in. but I can at least let you know whereabouts to find him.
I love beating up some bullies.
Don't we all?
You said you had a collection? Curious to see what that looks like.
And she smiles, and you can see she flicks her hand, and there's this big armoire, and it opens up, but as it's opening, it like does this optical illusion, and it like keeps extending farther and farther and farther. Yeah, it literally, and then it opens like all the way to the ends of the ends of the wall, with just like
it's the room of requirement
in the middle.
Platform
And it's just like wall to ceiling, literally wall to wall, flaming celestial angelic swords, ice brand axes, like
what do you
armor.
use this stuff for?
Oh, most of it is I keep it and put it away so that nobody fucking touches it, because it causes too much damn problems.
Oh, it's all cursed?
Oh,
well, there's some, as some of you are looking, you can see some of it are just literally like emoting like black smoke, like out of it.
Like
some
the
of them
sight.
are like ghosts, like pushing.
So
yeah.
many magical items. The other me would have a field day with this.
And a lot of them are just like little charms and trinkets, but there's obviously like the, you know, in the comics whenever they show like the Avengers, well, like Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer and Iron Man's gauntlets and like Hulk's pants or whatever the fuck the Hulk is supposed to be. But it's like, it's the, you know, there's, I don't want to say legendary, but wondrous items, things are like, oh, I may run across that with this group of people because we find some crazy shit, but like, I also should not bring that into the general public. So, you know, it's like one of some of those things.
No Excaliburs?
Some very fancy looking swords. You guys could roll some history or arcanas if you want, but for the most part you can be like, oh, this is significant.
Would love to roll higher than a 10 tonight.
Net 20.
Just be the reliable talent.
Me?
What am I rolling?
History, arcana.
History, arcana.
19.
Okay. You see a Holy Avenger up there.
What's that?
It's like the Paladin sword. It's like a +3 legendary.
Oh, I know what that is.
You see,
To get everything out of it, you need to be like a pure paladin. Yeah.
I'm just letting you know what you see there. You see things, Cassidy. It's like the maximum enchantment on like, it looks like a pair of pistols. You see like an ice axe. You see 2 daggers. Let me see what else you see. Just because you asked.
Oh, I mean, it just.
You see a warhammer that looks like it's made out of wood with some runes on it. This would be known as a warhammer of the Leaf Guard.
That catches Braddock's eye with the one with the runes.
You see a sword called the Arbor's Edge. It is a legendary magic longsword with a lot of plant things on it. 2 of you would have rolled high enough to know that they're used by paladins of Semius, the Forest Queen. She's the goddess of nature's wrath. But it levels up with you. So as you level up, more things become available to it. You see things called the Gauntlets of Arsinithrax. They are poison gauntlets. You see some Yaga wands. They are wands made by powerful witches and hags, supposedly by Baba Yaga herself, that she forgets and leaves across the realms.
Okay. Interesting personality.
She's a little crazy.
Oh yeah, that shit.
I made this powerful wand. It's 2!
Yeah, pretty much. You see something called the Bone Twister Rapier. That is a very powerful magic item that hurts things that have bones in their body.
More weirdly enough was like,
Who's dictating all of this?
more to think about Listmas for just a couple seconds.
You see some other things that look like they're just like blended mail. They might be mithril. Still significant, even if you can pay enough to get them. It's like, yo, somebody offering mithrils, like that's a lot of money.
Well, is mithril higher quality than adamantine though?
No.
No, it's rarer.
It's
It's like
You make
adamantine's
adamantine
tougher.
with
Mithril's a rarer material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's more of like a socio-political flex. Like, look at my pure mithril. Like, I can make a gown out of mithril and be like, look at me in my totally perfect like gala gown made out of mithril. But you're like, ain't nothing hurting me, tang tang. You know, and so it's like, what do we
Mithril
It's a
has like
pickup truck versus a
anti-magic.
BMW.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I think Mithril has anti-magic properties, whereas with adamantine, you synthesize Mithril at a very high heat, usually with magma, to make it hard, extremely hard.
They're both magic for different reasons.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out Orichalcum yet. And something Dylan and I want to add because we like Dragon Quest so much, but we'll get there. I think I'm just going to add a raw, like, damage reduction. Like DR3.
I mean, that's what they do in Baldur's Gate.
That's Pathfinder, yeah.
Like, as you increase the level of armor that you're wearing, it's like,
It's probably gonna do
reduce
a D&D
damage
1
from
too.
all sources by 3 or something. Kind of like a feat built in.
So anyway, we've been shooting the shit for a minute. Sorry guys, that was my bad. But it was answering questions, my bad. But so that is her trinket wall.
So are these just for perusing? Do you only do tradesies? Do you take gold? You don't trust me, probably.
I don't trust anyone, dear.
A wise policy.
That's an interesting sight that you got there.
Can I earn your trust, though?
Get rid of these mosquitoes. But
All right.
I'm not going to be trading that sight. I'll take it off your hands.
Well,
I don't know if you know what will happen if you keep it around your person too long, but
Well, if
I
you're
could obviously sell it to some occult person for a lot of money.
aren't the
it's
cult
probably
aren't the
better to
cult
get rid of
people
it.
what we're trying to get rid of?
You and your good tendencies.
It's not even good. That's a self-preservation thing. You can't have more money if you're dead.
Fair.
I think Grailmore can clarify that they don't have money in the end.
I'll figure something out.
you can go to the City of Brass. It's not in the best place, but it's, you know, they have gold there.
Soul coins.
I'll take that off your hands, and perhaps I can offer some of my more, take this as you will, minor parts of the collection that I could part with upon your return, similar to this box for your friend. I can offer you something. And Mr. Gadget Boy, you're looking for the grand mechanism. You really want to test your skills, don't you?
Yes.
She has a Rubik's Cube for you.
The One Piece.
And she
Is that a puzzle?
comes over and she has like a manuscript. It looks old. It looks like literally like ripped out pages of many journals that have been like bound together with like twine. And she's like, I went on many adventures with an elven boy like you, who was fond of gadgets and technology. She kind of looks over at the two guns, the pair of pistols. He was working on something. A shield, he said. Something that was going to make the difference in close quarters, but he went off and retired. Give me his research while I took to my business. However, come back and...
He's alive.
He's alive, he's well. Annoyingly running a business, living the quiet life off in Samhain Hollow, where all the retired adventurers go.
Wait, there's a city on this island?
Oh, no. This is off over in Tabula.
Oh.
He's
Tabula.
long since retired. He's in
So
his...
we'll probably see.
He's in his 300s now. He's past the adventuring age. He don't care no more. He's got his cousin to watch after while she's attending university. But he did work on this. There is an enchantment on it, I will warn you. He kept it from people who he deemed unworthy. But he felt that I could suss out those who might be willing to take a crack at it. I will warn you once I bequeath it to you. If you deem it too much or you wish it back, it will rescind back to me the following sunrise. But as you work through peats of it, more pages will unlock and reveal more answers to build in it to you.
Ah, okay.
And she opens up and all you can see is like the beginning sketches right now. And it looks like a shield where there's like sketches of this should be able to do this, and this should be able to do this. But it's like, you're like, oh yeah, I really want to see how this person's thinking this could happen.
They're playing in the playground.
But the pages are literally just blank.
Superpowers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I know that me personally, I probably won't be able to do anything with it, but the other me, the smart me.
Well, let's get the name of that hag for you.
Yeah.
Maybe we can kill two birds with one stone, what do you say?
I know I speak for the other me when I say we would appreciate that very much.
Oh, very good. Now, about those mosquitoes.
Yes.
What did you have in mind?
Smash and grab.
Yeah, we're usually pretty.
Are we
direct.
out of game? Are we talking about the same people when she says mosquitoes? The cult?
I talked to a dead guy, and he said that there's an entrance underwater, but there's some pretty nasty fish in the water. And then there's also the main entrance, which is in the middle island of the lake. And we can assume that that's pretty heavily guarded.
Yeah, I mean, we were originally.
I'm assuming there's some kind of sentry.
Yeah. We were originally planning on just burning their laboratory to the ground.
Yeah, I'm fully prepared for this to be a fortress. I've been strategizing since we arrived. I haven't gotten.
You've been what?
What?
You don't know? I'm not this.
You planning?
I plan for everything.
That's true. She just doesn't include you guys in on any of her plans, sir.
It's called improvisation.
Yeah, you are pretty crafty usually. With some prep time too, I can also, I don't know, maybe do some higher level water controlling, destroying stuff too if we need to.
And plus, we've all got those manta ray cloaks.
Yeah, but that doesn't get us past nasty fish, which could beat us up and make us less prepared for the fortress.
I mean, if I
We gotta weigh the pros
control
and
water
cons.
whirlpool, we can probably pull some of the fish just away. I can at least crowd control them long enough for us to go in, and if we can figure out some way to block
And
them
plus,
off.
we do have those earrings that allow us to understand anything that any creature's saying, so at least we would be able to know what the fish are saying when we're around
How many
them.
people can we make invisible at once? I can make myself invisible.
I can make two people invisible at once because I can cast invisibility at level. I got invisibility at level 2.
Don't you guys have a potion or two of invisibility as well? I'm pretty sure you
Don't.
I don't think
That might have been early on. That was early on before you guys
Yeah.
had the spell, I think.
I don't know if we have that anymore.
No, I think you used to get out of a mess. It was a very clutch item. But that was like during the city. That was like during the first city too.
I mean, do the fish have to stay in the water?
What is that supposed to mean?
I can part the water and we can just walk in too.
That would possibly announce our...
I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
that
that's fair.
once you get close to that lab, they've been releasing, I don't know if I can rightly call them creatures, but warped flesh creatures and nightmares. Raxlor showed me those things that you encountered, and you guys actually see over by the fire. You haven't really noticed, honestly, before, but there's the pieces that he brought back of, like, those dead things, and she says, they bear the mark of that cult.
Yep.
Those of Eldrim are
So realistically,
fanatic.
how many more swamps are we going to run into while traversing the Lubra on our way to Tabula? Is this like
Well, I'll tell you what.
the swampiest island?
The Everglades may be the swampiest, but if you can make it true from this, I can pull some strings and talk about some fair weather between here and Tabala. Maybe give you a little bit of a easy street.
What I'm talking about is, like, do we need to keep this crawler forever, or can we turn it
Oh, Braddock's not gonna let you do
into
that,
a
crawler.
suicide bomb? and then we can just ride it right up until the lake, and then use it as a distraction.
I have an idea, but we're gonna need a second crawler. That was dark. I'm kidding.
We just need bombs and a slingshot.
Yeah, and give Cassidy some time. He could probably like come up with some sort of contraption or device to help out.
What's our time limit? I know we got a time limit because of Samhain. We got to do some stuff before Sunny disappears, and before Zabalba and.
Oh yeah, we do have a Brundlefly on the inside.
So upsetting for Mort.
What?
Just not even knowing her name. Hecate, that one?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
just heard the name.
You know, yeah, okay.
The goddess of
Don't worry
chariots. Burning sky chariots.
Mort's butthole glasses.
You really have to be careful.
Hey, I'm not going to be the one talking to her.
Maybe.
Upsetting.
I guess that's not something the DM should say. Such many different implications than if a player says it.
The narrator's just, maybe. Serenia raises an eyebrow. Did I just hear a message from God?
No, you didn't.
I hope you didn't.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to ask?
I think it's just indigestion.
Are
you sure you can't part with a legendary item?
If you want my opinion, you should be parting with that scythe before you leave.
I have 5,000 gold.
I don't
How
think
do you have so much money?
she's a pickpocket.
Yeah, she really fleeced.
Have you been stealing this whole time?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, this is a joke,
It was
it's a joke.
given to me of her own free will.
Sure.
It really was. She said,
Whenever we get
I love
money,
you so much. I'm going to go to that restaurant and you can help yourself to all of my rich people clothes.
Just for context, whenever we
It sounds
get
legit.
money, I don't think Mort ever takes any of the money I have. I'm so poor compared to you.
I feel like everyone always takes care of you, is the thing. You get a lot of freebies.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I haven't asked for much. I don't ask for, like, when we get those big hordes of magic items, I don't take very much. I don't take money either. Like...
Yeah, you take things that further break the cleric.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this makes me into a walking atomic bomb. Thank you.
I feel like sometimes I feel pretty good. I'm like, wow, I did like 30-something damage that turn. And then you two, Mike's not here, but you two just are like, great, that's like 60 damage, and then I'm going to take my next attack. I don't know.
People say marshals suck, they just don't know how to use them.
To be fair, you also can literally give life.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I can change reality and blow stuff up.
Well, not often monks can get that high of damage output too.
Yeah, you have other cool stuff that isn't damage output as a monk, though.
BG3 adds a lot of items that make monks pretty good.
Is there anything else you guys would like to ask?
Oh
Are
yeah.
you tired?
Cassidy says, we actually do have another member of our group who's not with us. Grailmore, he is a monk.
This guy knows Grailmore better than we do.
Well, I did have a nice little chat with him when I met him the first time. But TLDR, he got killed. The monks of his order brought him back to life, and he is currently off training / recovering. But I know that he definitely has a want to get back with us as soon as possible so that he can help us against the cultists, because he's a victim of the cultists. Like, he, according to him, he had, like, he almost suffered the same fate as the little boy.
Just a little behind. He was
Somersault?
dead for 2 months.
Yeah, but he almost, but. So yeah, he was dead for a while, but...
I think I'm older than him now.
Grandma is so old.
Well, Grailmore's an elf, so he's already...
Grailmore comes back to life, and he's like, "Oh, you're all so old."
It's a joke.
It's 2 humans.
Oh, you missed the part where I
Wow,
was 30
like,
for a little
Lumen's
bit.
supposed to age very fast over 2 months. No, but... Anyway, he does have a need to want to get back with us as soon as possible, but he said that he needed to train so that he could catch up with us, because he does not feel like he has to spend as much training as he can to get back onto our level, so to speak. But this is probably just me looking out for him, and I understand if there isn't really anything you could do in that regard.
No,
but...
it is interesting that you being the newest member of the crew is so. Now, Cassidy, I know you got a way of flirting, but did Grailmore tickle your fancy a little bit when you first met him?
Oh no,
I didn't know.
What? Oh
That's
no.
the true love between John's 2 characters that he was looking for. What a horrible twist. I'd be the shittiest DM ever. John, your character arc is Cassie's in love with Grailmore. That's the big reveal of the campaign. I would write a D&D horror story about myself if I did that to you, John. Oh my god. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh god.
She does ask that though.
She goes, oh no, like the first time I ever met him was when he was literally brought back to life, and so before we left, I was able to have a nice little chat with him, just so that I could, because like you said, being the newest member of the group, there was a lot of stuff that I had to get caught up on. So
this is a place that seems important to your friend Grailmore. No?
Mhm.
This laboratory.
Yeah, actually, that village that we just came back from a little ways off of here, that was his, like,
Yeah, he's
his,
from this island.
he's from this island, like this little village.
He's that boy who made it out.
He's that
Yeah.
boy.
Yep, he's the one who got.
Oh
Here
shit, what
come
up?
that boy.
Oh shit, what up?
He'll probably stop here on the way.
Oh no, I'm the crying DM though. Oh
Well, I can't believe Grailmore's astral self was a frog all along.
We never knew.
Bullshit! This is my spirit animal. Come on.
We never knew because we never got to see the full thing. But yeah, I do agree that's probably a frog.
With a unicycle.
You know, the
Level
fates.
12, I get a unicycle. Astral unicycle go.
The fates are strange. But it does seem fitting
I'm doing P for Papas with a cat.
that your friend is, sorry, given a chance to speak for themselves. And she puts her hand out, and the flames like wreath out in a circle. You guys can see like an orange filter. It's like black and white, but orange and white. Of like Grailmore meditating. And it kind of like zooms in. And you hear her go, Grailmar! Grailmar!
Then
Sing
does
off.
he hear
The
it?
ear's like,
Yep.
and she's
my
like-
ears are like.
Try calling him deputy.
Dude, Braddock, absolutely.
Hey, deputy.
Hey, deputy. Braddock, or
Like-
Grelmore, you're like,
What?
There's a
you
horde
hear
of
Braddock
zombies
clear as
behind
day.
you.
Hey, deputy.
What? Braddock, is that you?
Oh, there we go. We got a connection. Yeah, this is Nancy. Don't worry about it. I'm here with your friends. They're okay.
Oh.
I got a question. Those folks there that I hear took down your village. You can't hear any. Like, you just hear this real more. You're in a room empty. There's incense burning. This is not like when you connect astrally with the monks either. This is something. You don't see anyone. You don't hear anyone. You guys can see him, but he looks like it's candid camera. Like he doesn't see what the fuck's going on.
Am I being punked?
Yeah.
I
Brother
think
Ashton.
it's
comes
probably
in.
like the spell sending, but I don't know.
Huh.
Do you want to tell him where you are?
Who I am?
Where
you are.
I think he knows who you are.
Yeah, I mean, we're not far from your home, I think.
What?
We just talked to your dad. He said.
Wait, what?
He said you're a disappointment.
Wait, what?
How dare you die?
Okay,
Deception
I know
against his
that's
insight.
bullshit because my dad's dead.
27.
Oh my god.
Roll against an insight. At level 7.
4.
That one. You're like, maybe she did.
Well,
You don't
taken
know.
aback.
They're talking about some weird
Just
ghosts.
a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. You're not. You're hearing a lot of voices. Dad?
Wait, what? How did you speak to my dad?
He's a
Yeah, it might be
ghost.
more of a disbelief over like, you're flabbergasted. It's not really sure what to wrap your mind around. Your
Okay.
dad is somewhere you could talk to.
We
But
opened
you hear
his
this
grave
voice, this
and
woman.
he spoke to us.
Over everyone else kind of cacophonying over you. Yeah, excuse me, Cragmel, how are you doing?
Hi, Talati. How's it going?
He remembers me. But you hear this woman go, I've been told by your friends that they're looking to move up on that laboratory that did those things to you.
Yes, that's what they told me when I last talked to them. Yes.
And you're at peace, just sitting on the side, while they get to have at a big piece of the...
Oh, no. Well, that's not entirely true. Like, I wanted to go with them, but I had just got brought back to life after being dead for 2 months, so I had to do some recovery, and I had to do a lot of training, because obviously they've been through a ton of experiences that have gotten them stronger, and I felt like if I went with them at this point, and they all agreed when we talked about it, I felt like that if I went with them, I would be more of getting in the way, and so I'm doing some self-training to get my
Why are you self-training? Train with the masters.
Yeah.
Well,
4 days and you're wasting
training.
time?
Well, no, I'm
No
training.
more for a minute. You're
Hunting
like,
a
yeah,
dog?
you know what? These last 5 days have been really peaceful. It's like once you hear all of them coming through.
Oh no, I'm training with. Like it took like 2 to 3 days for me to recover, but I have been doing the training as well with my masters. So, but yeah, at this point I'm trying to train so that I can get myself as strong as I can be, so that I can rejoin the group and hopefully not die again.
What's in your heart, boy?
My heart.
What's telling you? Is it up to them? What purpose do you have to follow these people after this?
He
This
just
is your
really
entire
likes
purpose, and you're
Well-
leaving it to them.
Well, after what happened to me, like those guys are the closest thing to family I have. My entire village was wiped out because of those cultists, and after I escaped, I basically was just wandering around trying to find a purpose.
But don't you think that this is your purpose? Being here to help with this. If you could, would you?
Oh yes, absolutely.
And she reaches her hand up and shoves it into the fire, and Grillmore, this like crackle of fire comes out, and this hand out of nowhere grabs you.
What the
and
fuck?
rips you through. Your beard and hair is singed on the sides.
Foreskin.
Railmore comes
Singe it off.
ripping through the fire.
Fresh foreskin lost.
Fresh foreskin lost. He is now newly circumcised.
I cast Greater Restoration!
That's a portal that removes the foreskin.
You're level 7.
Yeah, it's only been 4
Plus
days.
But you're level 7.
It's only been 4
Okay.
days.
She says, "This is your responsibility, boy.
Yeah.
Not for them to clean up. If they're your family, they will be there to pick you up if you fall." Sounds like that might have been how you
Just
fell
don't
in the
fall.
first place.
Just don't
Yeah,
fall
I
that
mean,
many
we
times.
picked him up
Yeah.
many times. I think he only has like 3 or 4 lives left if you're counting like cat lives.
Just try
That
not to
makes her
fall.
laugh pretty hard, too.
Try not to fall too hard. I have a finite number of valuable gemstones that I can use to bring you back from the dead.
Okay.
I'm not using any of my valuable gemstones.
I know.
It fuels my magic item.
Say, if you have any diamonds, by the way, just in case.
What is your full persuasion to her?
I'm not trading for diamonds.
What is my
I'm looking for
persuasion?
something else.
Like, how do you persuade her, and then roll a persuasion for me? If anyone wants to help him with that.
Yep.
My persuasion is bad.
My nighttime Cassidy, his persuasion's really good.
Dirty
Your
20.
persuasion's bad?
It's not expertise.
Oh,
so it's only a
okay.
+8.
I'm a bard. I'm bad. I should have thought about who was saying
Or it's
that.
only a +9, so.
Do I get?
21?
Are you guys doing it, or am I
They're
doing it?
They're aiding. But
Yep.
if everyone wants to aid, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say for her to possibly hand
Does
over
that
some
give me
spell
the help
materials.
action?
So,
22 on the persuasion.
he's notorious for running into hordes of enemies by himself. I don't know if we told you about how he died the last time, but we were at a festival, we were all together, we were eating casserole, he saw a damsel in distress and didn't tell anybody, and he just ran in, got killed.
Fact checking here. That's not entirely what happened, but
I don't know the full story, but from
a
what
long
we
story short, though,
gathered,
you ran away with no
Grillmore,
support.
as soon as you get pulled through, before anyone can say anything, you guys just see Braddock. Deputy badge on you. You have your back, deputy.
thanks, Captain.
the
And I
bag
give
is
him a
like
pat on the back.
launcher.
And
But-
it took you long enough. Jeez, oh, Pete. Look, you got your shoes on in the lady's house and everything.
Well, I wasn't entirely expecting
How
to come back
rude.
so
Leave him
soon.
out. Look, he comes
Why were
back
we
first
even
thing he
wearing
does
shoes
is
in the
insult our
monks'
horse.
temple?
Right, I said,
begin
why are
with.
you wearing shoes in the temple?
What? I wasn't wearing
That's
shoes.
so rude to your masters.
We
You're
had
trying
to
to
make
get
you feel at home.
experience with
Astral-
them? You can't even take your
Astral
shoes off?
Crocs? Really?
Grandma just looks at her and
They're in
says,
sports
like,
mode.
"Yep, the closest thing I got to a
Yeah,
family
that's
right here." Yep.
You're right.
Astral
I give
Crocs shaped like
Grillmore a nugget
frog's
out his
feet.
bald head, and I'm just like,
It's astral frog crop.
yeah, that's a 23 for my persuasion if I have advantage. We, not out of malice, we didn't want him to come with us just because it wasn't that we thought he was going to get in the way. It's just that he's
Notorious for dying.
he's going to be the most likely to get killed.
Well, I'm pretty sure that this little thing that Cassidy gave me will help keep me alive at least.
Yeah.
Yes, I've met
I have a diamond.
the brave up to foolhardy sorts before.
Yeah, I mean, if he dies, I can do anything. But if he dies more
Yeah.
than once, which very well could happen, with
Yeah.
some bad luck.
Point is, I obviously mistakes were made, and it got me killed, and so I wanted to train myself so that I could be better, and so that I will be prepared to take on the task to take revenge on those who killed all my people and my family. And also to stop the return of Ehrenfeld. Obviously, that's very
Yeah,
important
that's a footnote. Yeah.
Yep.
I need your word as a knight, Isabella. consort of Muerta, Our Lady. You'll put these to good use if I lend them to you, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're typically consumed in the spell, so I don't know how much of a loner they're going to be, but
They might
I mean,
help us
you seem
finish
to-
the job.
That's more what I meant. I misspoke.
yeah.
It's not a loan. It's a provision.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just a costly provision, so I just want to make sure. But you seem
yeah, I mean, I think a delay of death and trying to prevent death are two different things. I fully believe that every one of us here will die.
as a fan of the tricksters, avoiding death is something that I'm well acquainted with. One of the many tenets.
Just not for too long.
She looks to all of you. Okay. Get some rest. I will
Mort passes out.
get a little care package for you.
Mm-hmm.
As you fall asleep, Mort, it's like he blinks and he's gone. You in a feather bed.
I curl up with the cats.
Before
And you with all the cats.
we all go to bed,
Till 92.
Cassidy tells her that, oh yes, by the way, when you meet the other me, he's not going to have any memory of what transpired tonight, so I have a habit of writing down everything, but if he just needs a reminder of everything that's happened, because he's probably going to wake up and be like, wait, how did Grailmore get here?
I have a feeling Talani at least checks out the room to see if there's a Mort body pillow in there.
There is a
body
mono
pillow?
body.
A mono body
There is
pillow.
a mono body pillow on her bed. Oddly
Okay,
enough.
then she grabs the mono body pillow and then curls up with the cat.
And she sees everyone to their rooms. Night goes. And like if you saw where these, it's like there should not be enough room for these rooms in this house, of course, as you can tell by the main floor. As you guys wake up, you hear like the just like sounds of nature, wildlife. Yes.
Before we wake up,
Yes.
where's Sanresult going tonight? Is he going to be here with us?
Yeah.
I might want to see if I can have him come into my room for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
What else did we ask him?
Yeah, you guys can ask him other questions.
No, we asked him to like look for stuff before he disappeared from the
Oh, yeah.
plane, and I forget what we asked. No, one of the things was like, where is something?
I think we asked him where the lab was, and you were asking about your family.
You did ask about the lab. The lab goes down far. It's a lot like the place where I was, but way deeper. It looks like they've turned a lot of it into their own, but it's big. I think it's a grotto. There's things keeping me from seeing deeply in. But the general idea is it seems to. It's longer. It's bigger. There seems to be a lot of tunnels. I don't know if it's all safe.
Probably not.
Probably not. I can still feel my body being pulled.
The body's
me.
in there? Does that mean Blistmus is here?
I don't think. I looked everywhere. I tried to feel her. She's off. She's over.
Do you still got eyes?
Me? Yeah.
Once a day?
I mean, it can
Or
only.
twice a day?
Yeah, I can do it twice a day. I mean.
Did you already do it today?
I mean, I have
Twice?
two. I haven't done it twice. Well, it also comes back on a short rest because it's a channel
okay.
divinity. So.
True.
I mean, it's a pretty very very limited range. So I would be probably in the grotto. Like it's only 30 feet. So I would probably have to be in there before I can see anything.
I think they mean like if they've committed a crime ping.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a channel divinity. Yeah, great. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me. We're blessedness.
As I like it to be flavored, it pans over across and to the east, and you see it kind of go through a crowd in Tabula, and she's just walking through.
Already in Tabula? Fuck, they're fast.
So she's not on the island.
Okay.
She's hundreds of miles away.
Anybody else we want to put some feelers out for? As long as they've, done some bad things, I guess.
So most people you know.
Didn't what's her name say she might be here?
Yeah, Brundlefly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, and Grail, you guys, Grailmore here, so you guys say that.
Brundlefly. Wait, what?
Oh, we're buds.
What? What?
And
I mean, buds is a strong word, but I think we've come to somewhat of a mutual understanding, and
we just promised not to kill her.
she's also
in exchange
said
for
that
information.
somewhere on the ship, probably while you guys are gone, one of her robotic messengers is sending location of the survivors of his village.
And we also don't want to fuck with her while she has Lordio's robots.
yeah. Long story short, we aren't enemies right now,
And we don't want to be enemies, according to Lordio.
but I don't think we're going to be friends either.
It
We're
seems like all
frenemies.
parties are okay with that. But you do pick up on her, and you cut across, and just for the slightest moment, you see her yelling directions to the robotic servants, shoving things into cases and closing up,
She was packing up.
packing as fast
silently.
as silently, and you can kind of hear the. I guess it's not silent, but it's like a muffled sound on your end because it's just like a little. But you see her trying to her lab is being things shoved into bags and shoved into cases, bags or cases of holding, and the robots are
It seems like she's going somewhere, but I don't have a great idea of where. But she's in a hurry.
She is in the lab.
Yeah, I assume she's packing up her lab to escape before we get there.
Oh yeah.
She'll probably be working through the night.
I guess I don't know where she's going. It's
We
kind
may
of
or
more
may
of a
not
nightmare.
run into her, depending on the route we take.
I don't think we need to run into her. For now, I think it's fine.
After what Lordio said, the robots are kind of scared.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say to her. And I'm sure you don't want to see her either.
Well, I was.
And then I turned to
She was
Grail.
a-
No, I'm kidding. No. I said that's a Cassidy. I'm gonna do that every session. Just so you know.
It's gonna be
Every
fun.
session you have 2 characters. Yeah. We're really gonna have to kill one of those off.
We're going into a dungeon. So y'all, was there anything else?
Yeah, the reason I brought Somersault to my room is because I wanted to have the book out, and I wanted Somersault to talk to
Billy.
Samson.
Samson, the little boy. I guess it's up to you whether you want to marry that, because Mort's not really going to have a lot gone in there. But last I talked, it was when he was still Reaper Sunny. That's what I have there.
They speak, they look at each other. Samson kind of shares a little bit more of his story than he had before, where this was a story that he was read. He was a sickly child. He was read this story all the time. And when he died, his spirit bonded to the book. And his parents couldn't kind of move on, so they just kept him haunted in the book, so they could see him whenever they wanted.
Right.
And they died, and then Veld found it, and he thought of it as a way that he might be able to extract part of his formula for his synthetic divinity that he's made. Whatever the emotional attachment that causes a spirit, and now he's got one that's kind of locked to an item that he can study.
I'm gonna mostly ask, Somersault, I mean, I know you're probably going to be on your way soon. Is there any way you can bring him with you? I know that's a crazy ask.
I mean, it sounds like anything's possible.
Yeah, I could really. I mean, we should ask Aunt Nancy. I'll ask her.
Yeah, I guess Samson, it's more up to you, but you know who I am, and you know that I want you to pass. And I would hope you would like to pass too.
That would be kind of cool. We'll ask Aunt Nancy tonight, and the two ghost boys kind of look at each other.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Can he? So he was able to move a pillar around. Can he carry the book?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He can't go very far from the book, so you should probably have the book with you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep.
And they just see, like, holds it out carefully so that a little, like, ghost Samson is still, like, kind of floating out of it.
Okay, just be careful doing that.
We will, thanks. You guys wake up. Breakfast, again, whatever your favorite. Now, not like childhood breakfast, because it'd be like all sugary cereal or fucking whatever. Whatever your current, like, oh, I love
still sugary
crispy
cereal.
bacon. I like plain oatmeal. I like ham. I like the full grand slam, like whatever it is.
Shrimp grits.
But I mean, yeah, whatever that is, that's what's waiting for you. And when you see the seat, you're like, I know that's for me.
There are tears coming down Grailmore's eyes, like, it's been so long since I've had this.
Tastes a little more salty.
At least 2 months.
No. No, this is like a family food that he had back in
join the club.
20 years.
I'm sorry, that was aggressive.
Now Nancy opens the door, the front door, as you guys are all sitting there having breakfast. She goes, "Oh, good, you're all awake. Well, I was.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Because this is daytime.
Oh, I just sensed the curse was bad, but holy shit, this is what y'all been putting up with, eh?
Well, gee, thank you.
I just pretend.
Don't take it so personally. We'll help you get rid of this taken care of after all. You guys take care of this.
Yeah, that's what the other me wrote down in the notes I found. So yeah.
You just make a potion and he drinks it, or does he have to kill the other half?
The only way now I could, but it would be costly and take me a lot of time to counteract that curse. Now, I could. It takes a more powerful hag to break the curse of one, but I can't just snap me fingers. You'd have to find Baba Yaga for that, and good fucking luck. She's on this, that, or the other plane, depending on what's her fancy that time of day. But I could do it. It would take me a hell of a lot of time. It is much easier for me to find the location of the person in question for him and give him a way to track that, which I can do fairly easily, along with taking care of all of the rest of y'all's little favors as well.
I mean, if you want to conduct business into the future,
we can talk about that after you get back with the mosquitoes.
I do have these bags that are pocket dimensions of each other, and I could just let you have this one, and you could send the potion, and we could send whatever you needed.
That reminds me, and she comes over with like a Krispy Kreme 12 case, but it's like wooden, and she opens it up, and there's I guess it's not a 12 case, but there's 9 potions in here. There's 4 normal healing potions, 3 superior, or 3 greater. Let me try to do this math right. No, it has to be a 12-pack. Sorry. 4 regular, 3 greater, 3 superior, and 1 supreme.
What was supreme? That's
Supreme's the purple one.
That's like 5,000 gold.
Jeez.
If you do manage to get rid of these mosquitoes, cranking these out for you last night will be nothing but a little trifle for me. Not that much of an investment as... And she hands you, Mort, a bag, and there are 5 diamonds in there.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Who? Not.
Who? Who is this Jesus you speak of?
Aetius. Save it for Aetius. But she says, now if you would please come and gather your surroundings, as she gestures to outside. And you guys actually notice for the first time, you notice there's a little bit of a this to the hut. And as you walk out, you're on top of like 8 giant spider legs that are like from underneath the hut, just like walking through the trees.
Oh boy.
And you see it's starting to like descend down a hill, and you can see off in the distance is a big circular lake, and right in the middle is a building in the middle of an island. In the middle of.
Do we have the crawler with us, or is that?
It is safely elsewhere. It's in her grotto. And she says,
You said there was 12?
let's get preparing. Yes, there's 12.
Oh boy.
And we'll see how this goes, eh?
And then Grelmore is just like pumps his fist up and he's like, oh, I have been waiting years for this.
Wonderful. Next week. Yes, what'd you say? What'd you say?
So you know how you just pulled him through a weird flame portal?
Yeah.
Is that 2A? Can't you just, like, zap us right in? DM?
Oh, well, yes, I could.
Alright!
What?
I might send you a little hairs and foreskin around, like, across the team, but, you know.
It's
a good thing I don't have foreskin.
if you give me a minute to prepare, we will open next week with finding a safe place that we can plop you all. It takes a little bit of prep. Getting that sort of fire ready isn't going to cook
Yeah, let me know if
breakfast.
I can
We
help.
could scout out the underwater.
I can do
entrance.
that, but you can. It'll take me a little bit of time, so if you can prepare.
One of us can swim invisible through the water to find the underwater entrance, and we can enter from there.
Cool. That's where we'll open next week with our assault on Laboratory 1. Oh boy.
And hopefully some poetic justice for Grelmore. Grelmore's back, bitches!